Best of 5, Yan versus CRR. I've got to back Yan to get the same result as last time. I think he is the favourite against just about anybody right now after recently destroying KV1. And looking pretty dominant at Gamers 8 as well, only losing there to TRK in one game. Since then he's avenged that loss with one game win on the world stage. Here's something that he is very good at, the air dribble bump, that he many times is glad to try in consecutive attempts on net. And that's not all he's got. Here's a double reset, low shot on target, but not too much of a problem for CRR, who does stay in the way of it. Now Yan nearly actually got a demo on CRR while he recovered there, but did not quite land. CRR will be the one to open the scoring here. TT Coding V, thanks to the 2-month Prime. Also thanks to the 19-month Prime. Soul16, welcome back to the channel. Also to K Ice with the 55-month tier 1, welcome back to you. Also, will I stream me playing Rocket League anytime soon? Probably not, unless there's an event happening. I don't tend to stream Rocket League gameplay unless I'm playing Twitch Rivals or something. Prefer to do watch party, you know, analytical content and cast hype matches such as these. But who knows, maybe. Just don't want to make any promises, so I'm going to say probably not. Yeah, it just looks so fluid with the way that he moves. Looks so comfortable in almost any position. And that was a bit of a risky one though. CRR will be the player to control the back corner boost. Yan stays alive. Did ads roll? That's really weird. I don't know why ads would roll right now, but yeah, that's Adge for the lads. Adge for the lads. I tried to run some ads before this match started to stop that exact thing from happening, but maybe they didn't actually run. I clicked the button on my dashboard. I thought they ran, but then I will admit, I did walk away from my computer. I didn't check my stream to see if they were running, so it might not have worked. But yeah, I didn't do that. For those of you who are able to hear me talk, apologies for that. Anyone who's had to switch to a different browser to continue watching. But what I am going to do after this game is I'll run 1 minute of ads manually so that they don't run automatically during the next game. How about this for defense from CRR, by the way? While we're talking about all this, he's had a lovely pre-jump save to deny Yan his opening goal. He's tried to pop that across the box to the far side. Messes up one wave dash. How is Yan going to go about this? He's got a reset at the moment. Ships it on the bounce over the top of CRR, who did pre-jump with zero boost off the back wall. I mean, you can't really blame CRR for conceding here. He's done just about all you could do in that position. Yan really doesn't do the same shot twice. I've never seen him, in all the times I've seen him play, hit the same exact shot 2 times in a row. He just does something different every single time. One of the true greats when it comes to creativity and flair. He's decided to leave the ball there. That gives it to CRR, who shows off his acceleration. That's going to roll into the bottom corner. Okay, I'm not sure what Yan had planned here, but it clearly did not work out. Great power shot by CRR. He really did well to get enough on that to sneak it past his opponent, but I'm very confused as to why CRR would leave the ball in the first, or rather why Yan would leave the ball in the first place. It looked like it was just his to play. Soft touch by Yan, inviting the 50-50. CRR gladly accepts. That's not something he'll be afraid of doing in this matchup, or any other for that matter. Can anyone who did have ads, can you type 1 when they're done? I know that that's a pretty silly question, because if people are still stuck in ads, they're not going to have heard me say that. But if somebody did get ads and now they're finished, can you type 1? Okay, so yeah, it looks like everybody who got stuck in ads is back, just in time to see Yan demolish CRR on not his first air dribble bump attempt of the game, but first one that lands effectively. So okay, if you're back from ads, sorry about that. I thought I ran ads at the start of the stream to stop that exact thing from happening, but they must not have worked, so Twitch ran them automatically. Again, apologies for that. I usually try and prevent that from happening. Can't have worked this time around. I'm going to see if I can make sure that doesn't happen again for the rest of this series. First time shot from Yan, looking to see if he can catch CRR off his goal line. That's not a terrible idea against CRR, who loves to play as aggressive of a defensive stance as he usually can. Newey Dewey, thanks for the 3-month tier 1. He says he's the ghost of Fairy Peak and he's come to say be careful. Well, I'm not sure. Am I supposed to be careful? Is one of the players supposed to be careful? I think probably CRR was supposed to be careful there because you didn't see that one coming. Yan easily goes past him. A bit too high on the 50-50 for CRR. The Brazilian puts in his third goal of the game. Oh, really? Have I got the flags the wrong way round? I don't. I see what you mean now. You think that this should be USA, USA, right? Is that the joke? I thought I might have got them the wrong way around because I did, in fact, switch it. I've been got. Yan ties. He really has had a lot of pressure this game. CRR defended that admirably for the most part, but this is not really how you want to play against Yan. If you're going to beat this guy, the few who have done it in the past have done so by trying to play as aggressively as possible with their defensive strategy. That's usually something CRR tries to do. He's tried to do it there. And Yan double taps the open net. Easy as you like. I mean, that is just something. Dude, look at how effortlessly he just doubles in the open net. He didn't need to do that. He could have just shot it in straight, but he's just thinking, nah, I'm just going to double tap that. It's the same thing for me. Just Yan things, even in 1v1. Oh dear. Well, he's misplayed that though. CRR ties the game again. Yeah, getting a little bit of a love tap there from CRR. Actually made sure that he couldn't play the ball. Very interesting there from CRR. Didn't need a big bump to make a big play. Which color is home? There isn't really a home color or an away color in Rocket League. They're kind of both the same. I don't know if we're in a dystopian universe where there are no homes. I'm not sure how it works. But what I do know is that CRR is going to have his work cut out for him today if he's going to defend against Yan consistently. This is ridiculous. He's 50-50 the ball with a flip reset, just that he can beat CRR to the punch on the recovery. 1 goal advantage with 30 seconds left. Grabs for free thanks to the 3-month prime. We've also got... actually, I think I've caught up with everybody there. Thought I'd missed one. I think I got you all. If I missed somebody, be sure to let me know in Twitch chat. Usually the top seed in Rocket League gets to pick what side they're on, but for me, I generally tend to match it up with the country flags, so Spain is a very orange team flag, and Brazil's a bit of both. Oh, hold on a second. Yan's completely out of position. We've, out of nowhere, got a tie game here. I did not see this one coming. I thought that Yan was going to be fully comfortable. He had a boost advantage, albeit a small one. He certainly didn't need to put himself out of position there. Pressure the ball certainly, but end up on the wrong side of it. Definitely not. The ball bounces into overtime. We go game 1. Will Yan regret that overextension? Or will he make up for it on the first attempt? He's dove in here. Both players decide to play the ball. Yan actually wanted a touch on that. That's a big mistake. CRR with the air roll shot has won it in overtime, and it's off another mistake from yanxnz. He tried to tap that. He was looking to counter-attack straight down the middle, and he completely missed it. Very interesting strategy there from Yan, though. It's a risky play. He wanted a very slight touch, and then I'm pretty sure he was going to try and shoot while CRR stole his boost. Or that's, what I imagine he was thinking CRR was going to try and do there. Because the ball was in a bit of an awkward position to try and play into the back corner. I don't think Yan wanted to play it into the back corner because he's worried that he'll get demoed, or just that CRR would beat into the boost anyway. So he decided to try and play it in the other direction and misses. CRR did not overextend for the boost. And I've got to say, CRR is not really somebody who's known for overextending for boosts. He is a very ball-first player, so I'm not sure if I agree with that one from Yan. I think he strategically made a mistake there and definitely made a mistake mechanically. I doubt CRR is changing car. He's just changing preset. Indeed, he is going to be at a darker preset here. Both players actually had very, very similar presets again. For game number 2, they had almost identical ones for the first game. It's fine, I can just restart this one, boys, don't worry about it. We'll just give that one a second go. So game 2 gets underway. Looks like CRR accidentally failed to pay attention to the start of that one. Well played. CRR navigates his way to the side boost and gets the first shot of the game. I didn't mess that up, did I, guys? I'm pretty sure that CRR did just, in fact, AFK the kickoff. Oh, hold on a second. That's not, in fact, open for... Yeah, he can't get it in! CRR's back! What? It was a 5-head fake kickoff. Yeah, if it was dark, on the field, then I would probably think that he just faked it, but I think CRR was just AFK there. It looked like he just didn't move. Maybe did I see it incorrectly? Oh, what defense from CRR. That's disgusting. He's away as well for the goal. Truly incredible stuff. I mean, Yan's extremely unfortunate that he didn't get the opening goal with the counter-attack, but CRR has done brilliantly there. I've got to say though, if CRR was just trying to be cheeky there and AFK, and I've accidentally blundered by restarting the game, then my bad. I have not seen the complete AFK kickoff strategy yet. I have seen plenty of times where players are AFK in the kickoff and need a restart though. It's these little bursts of speed from CRR that are surprising Yan. This is not the first time this series that this has happened. CRR just sits stationary in a position, is barely moving in a position, and then speed flip through the ball. It's all he needs to get back in a position. Wave dash bump there onto Yan, who's still struggling to read exactly what CRR is planning in any of these positions. And yeah, indeed, I did read that my bad from CRR after AFK in the first kickoff, and I decided I reckon he's AFK'd that one. I don't think he's making a play there. I don't think you would say my bad if a fake kickoff strategy mind game sort of thing didn't work out. I think you would probably just continue playing. Hey Jarby, thanks for the raid. Hope you had a good stream, man. That should surely be a goal for Yan now. Yeah, he's away and he's taking his time with it. He knew that CRR was not going to be able to get back to this one, so decided to go for the safe 2-touch open net. It's always risky to try and just one bang that into the open net when it's a precision shot, even if you are a pro player. What emote is that from Leaf? Can't tell. Is Leaf, is that you? I can't tell if that's you. Double reset for CRR. Flick is on target, but Yan saves it. Now off to the races. It is a tie. It's Grim. Okay, wait, should I know who Grim is? I'm sorry if I'm supposed to know who Grim is. Off the top of my head, I don't. And how you doing, Leaf? Good to see you. Well played, CRR. He is really taking it to Yan here. I've got to say I'm surprised by this. I really thought Yan, especially after seeing the way that game 1 was going, he was just dominating possession, he was dominating aggression. But CRR's defense is ridiculous. How has he saved this? I mean, not just saved it, but controlled the ball afterwards. He's managed to deflect that into a safe position. That's absolutely ridiculous. Yan's got to be getting a bit confused here, thinking, what have I got to do to score past this guy at times? I mean, he scored plenty last game, but still ended up losing it. I mean, look at this defense from CRR. He's just running rings around Yan. I'm not sure even CRR's got a completely concrete plan in these plays. He's just gone backwards towards his own net there, and now a perfect 50-50 and a perfect recovery has got him 5-1 ahead. What on earth are we witnessing here? This is one of the most insane games I've ever seen from a player. CRR just flipped out of that bump and scored. I don't know if he meant it. Like, this is one of those games where I'm thinking, did CRR mean any of these plays to happen? Not just one, but any of them. The fact that they keep happening makes me think that he might have more of a plan, more of a hand in this than we're giving him credit for. Maybe I shouldn't say we, just myself as the only one talking, but when somebody is so consistently surprising, it might in fact be part of the plan. Great kick off there by Yan. He's surprised CRR with that one. But look at CRR just lunging straight into the play, completely catching Yan out of position. Yan just not expecting CRR to be playing the ball here. He's not ready for these challenges. Nonetheless, he does have another possession played down the middle. Tries for the side flip shot. It's going to be blocked. And back to the drawing board for Yan, who's now completely running dry on boost. I think CRR has completely stumped him in this game. A couple plays I will be happy to call a bit fortunate. That one not being one of them. Oh dear, has Yan missed this? I mean, I said earlier on that you've got to be careful of taking the first shot with these, and he's proven me correct the very same game. Puts it in on the rebound. But, you know, my initial guess, my best guess as to how CRR is playing right now is that a couple of these plays have been a little bit fortunate with how the ball has bounced. It's been a little bit fortunate with how clean his recoveries have ended up based on the engagements that we're seeing. However, he's putting himself in positions to succeed. He's making plays, he's making Yan work for goals, and he's making Yan second guess himself on every possession play. He's making him think at all times that there could be a challenge coming. All that being said though, CRR starting to crumble a little bit when it comes to this lead that he built up for himself. Just one goal in it. CRR going to concede possession there. Yan does not jump at it. Knew that it was way wide of the net. Still, CRR able to control the engagement that follows and slots in his 6th goal of the game. Yan has got to stop committing to these 50-50 plays. CRR has just got his number on them. He just half flips through the first play and then gets right back in the ball with a very, very strong goal side 50-50. Yan, meanwhile, is off to the side. He's playing a bit more of a risky strategy when it comes to his challenges. And it has been punished more than once. Here comes Yan with an air dribble bump. CRR's evaded him masterfully and should be scoring as well. He's going to try and do it in style. In fact, slows the ball down a bit too much. Won't be scoring anymore. And gives Yan plenty time to decide what he's going to do. Early pre-jump from CRR. Yan flip resets underneath him. Trips up CRR's landing and it's in the top corner. CRR didn't get enough of a touch. Well, look at this from Yan. He's actually managed to flip reset the ball and get it to move downwards. He's completely fooled CRR there. With 35 seconds to go. He is back within a goal. Does not look comfortable though. CRR, I think, still inside Yan's head. Yan's mechanics are undeniable. CRR fails a wave dash, lands on the ball anyway. It's another one of those plays where it just doesn't look like he's got plan A to work, but it works out anyway. CRR is making every single ridiculous play work this game. Yan had to accelerate away from him there because CRR almost landed on him with a demo after flicking the ball. And that just left the ball uncontended for CRR to flick into the top corner. Still time for Yan. CRR pre-jumps. Back down to the ground he goes. Yan's into the air now. Thinking about the bump. It's not worked again. CRR continues to have massive success against Yan's air dribble bumps. It has to be a different strategy in my opinion. And despite Yan getting a chance at another open net, he's not going to get a chance to win the game. And he won't be taking the open net with him to at least give him something to console himself with. Car change for Yan going into game 3. What a surprise here. CRR showing up huge in a matchup that started off fully in Yan's control. He had full control in game 1, made a couple of risky plays at the end of it and lost. Well, that second game, Yan was never in control. It was all CRR. CRR was fooling Yan. He was, I think, making slight misplays, but recovering so wonderfully out of them that he would just continue playing as if nothing had happened. And meanwhile, Yan, trying to capitalize on CRR's slight misplays, underestimating CRR's adaptability and recoveries that quickly follow. Do you think EU players get a boost while playing on my stream? I'd have to look at the stats on that one. I'm not sure. Maybe they do. Maybe they do. I think there's probably going to be stats to prove that, because most of my streams that involve cross-region players are late night streams. Actually, that wouldn't really make sense, would it? Because late night would usually be worse for European players. So I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not sure if EU players have a better win rate on my channel. Maybe they do. Somebody please compile all those stats. Just, I don't know. Just a small task of going through hundreds and thousands of show matches, totaling them all up. Pukas, thanks for the brand new Prime. Also Mino32, thanks for the brand new Prime. Appreciate the support on the late night stream today, guys. If you have just joined us, you have missed an insane defensive stand from CRR. He has completely surprised, I think, everybody watching who knows Yan's capabilities in offense, and also Yan's current 1v1 form. No one expected CRR to be able to goal line defend against him. I definitely thought he'd have a good chance of fighting for the midfield, fighting for possession, and trying to control the game aggressively like he usually does. But when it comes to reactive defense, CRR doesn't really have so much to talk about historically. But what he has done today has been quite astonishing. He has completely caught Yan by surprise with his air dribble bump defense in particular. He's also been winning 50-50s consistently and just controlling Yan in a way that is quite rare to see, even at the world-class level. Now, that being said, Yan switched up to the Fennec here, and he's double-tapping another open net. He's more accurate with the double taps and open nets than he is with just normal open nets. This is annoying to see. I don't understand this. Why is he better at doubling open nets than just shooting the open net. He's missed one open net so far. Had to rebound it in, but he's 100% for double tap open nets. These aren't, you know, I mean, for him it's automatic shots, but for, you know, 99.9% of the Rocket League player base, these shots are not automatic. Like, I know a lot of you think that you're scoring that every time without thinking. I'm just going to tell you right now, you're not. I've seen you in my ranked games. I've seen you in tournaments I've casted. And I'm talking to you guys in the Plat Bizarre LCS. You're not scoring those automatically. It's not toxic, it's just facts. CRR tries to snap the wall shot onto the goal. Yan intelligently leaves the corner boost, instead plays the ball to safety. In NA they would, I promise you. I've played plenty US East. That is not automatic in North America for 99.9% of players. That outside wall double tap, especially on an open net, I can promise you without a shadow of a doubt, 99.9% of the Rocket League player base is not scoring that automatically. You're probably scoring it most of the time if you're like Grand Champ 2, Grand Champ 3 or above, but still, not every time. I've seen you all miss that. Bring back Bizarre LCS. I really want to, but like I've said many times, it's impossible to avoid Smurfs in these, you know, streamer-created tournaments using the Rocket League tournament system. So I don't really do it anymore because there's too many Smurfs. Like a bunch, when the tournaments came out, look at that touch by CRR. Hold that thought for a second. That's the kind of touch that CRR has been making in defense today. Just completely catching Yan by surprise, switching the direction the ball's moving. It's these changes of pace, changes of direction that have really favored CRR, and I think hindered Yan massively today. Okay, like I was saying, if you haven't heard why I'm not doing tournaments, it's because, yeah, too many Smurfs. When tournaments first came out, nobody had Smurfs ready to play in tournaments, but now, since you can just make a new Epic account, a bunch of people are they're sitting on Smurfs waiting for a streamer to run a tournament for lower ranked players, and then they just go and win the tournament because they want attention. I don't really want to be encouraging that, so I don't do tournaments anymore. It's a shame. If I could just like hop in a bronze tournament or a silver tournament, like one of the actual in-game Rocket League ones, if I could just spectate games in there, I would do it, but that functionality currently does not exist in the game. I really wish you could just, you know, hop into any game that's happening. I know you can do that in League of Legends, can't you? You could just like jump into anyone's games. Like you could just find someone's profile and then click spectate game, and you're on like a 3-minute delay or something, so you can't leak ward locations and stuff. Is that true, or have I made that up? Have I misremembered it? Because I used to do this in League of Legends. You could do it in Overwatch as well. Yeah, how awesome would that be in Rocket League? You could just like, you know, go to somebody's profile and spectate any game. I know pros would probably hate that, content creators would probably hate that, but they can cry me a river. I'm a content creator as well. I wouldn't mind people spectating my games. You could do it if you want. I don't mind. Well, Yan's switch to the Fennec has been exactly what he needed so far. He's not completely out of the woods yet though. Here comes CRR. With every passing second, Yan should be able to put this game beyond all doubt. You listened to my interview, you said I played WoW Arena. What class did I play? Not only did I play it, I'm playing it right now. The World of Warcraft Classic just launched Wrath, so I've been playing Wrath. And right now I'm playing Ellie and Resto Shaman. It's my two specs. But I've played like Rogue, Warlock, Warrior. Mainly Rogue is probably my second. I've played a lot of that on retail. A lot of Rogue. Yeah, the other games I've played in the past for a long time were StarCraft 2, Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm. But other than those games, like the two big Blizzard games, WoW and StarCraft 2, I guess Hearthstone's a big Blizzard game as well. I used to just play all the Blizzard games. Other than those three Blizzard games, League of Legends and Heroes of the Storm, the only other game I've really played more than like a few hundred hours is Rocket League. And Rocket League's by far the game I played the most. I'm kind of like a one-game Andy. Like as soon as one game becomes my main game, it takes the place of all other games. I'm not somebody who like tries to main, 10 games at the same time and be like decent at them. I just like play one game at a time. Alright, Yan's on the board here. Pretty one-sided ending there, so not really much to be said about it, but yeah, domination. And this was a different style, I think a slightly more reserved style of his game one. execution that we had here. In game 1, Yan had full control, but he just wasn't able to get that final shot into the net quite often, and then CRR would hit him on the counter-attack and punish him. So the difference we saw in that third game is that now Yan isn't going quite as all-in for those final touches. He's just, you know, popping a dangerous shot on net, and then when CRR saves it or lands awkwardly, he'll put a much safer follow-up onto the net. So this is just a slightly more reserved version of Yan, and I wouldn't be surprised if simply switching to the Fennec can do that for him. Great bump there onto CRR, bangs in the rebound for 1-0 as well. I think Jack's talked about this at length himself. You know, when he plays Octane, he feels speedy and mechanical. When he switches to Fennec, it really slows him down, makes him more methodical and more careful with his play. And I think when you look at any player who's got both of those cars in their garage and they're ready to whip them out in competitive, you'll notice a similar kind of trend. That's when players are in the Octane, they're not really thinking as much, they're not hesitating ever, they're just going and trusting their mechanics to do the work for them, whereas when players play Fennec, they tend to be a little bit more careful with what they do. They do think about what they're doing more often, I would say. And it can be a great car to switch to if you think you're just being a bit too careless, even in your own ranked games. If you think you're lunging out of position a lot of the time, if you think you're just playing too risky in offense and not recovering quickly enough, not 50-50ing the ball well enough, then the Fennec could be a good car to switch to. But at the same time, if you feel like you're being too predictable, if you feel like you're if there's not enough risk in your game, then the Octane could be a good car to switch to. I think it's good to have both. Very good to have both if you want to be a competitive player. The Snowdens, thanks to the Prime, and also Colonia, thanks to the 47-month Prime. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all enjoying the show match so far. It seems to have taken a very one-sided turn. It was CRR who was making Yan feel uncomfortable, and now Yan is in his element. He is scoring at will this fourth game even more easily than when he was winning that third game easily. What about the Dominus? Well, see, the Dominus is a car. Every car has a place in Rocket League. You know, every car has a place. You know, like I said, the Octane's a car if you want to be unpredictable, if you want to be mechy, speedy, and just, you know, aggressive, play the Octane. If you want to be more of a calculated player, more of a recovery-based player, 50-50 based player, player who's managing boost and positioning, then yeah, just switch into the Fennec. Now, if you want to be a freestyler who's like tanking his rating to 500 MMR intentionally and casual, and you know, really like pushing the limits with what you can do before you get banned by Psionics, or just have your MMR reset up to 1600, then the Dominus is the car for you. So, you know, like I said, there's a car for everything, and everybody, all types of personalities. I've got easy cars to just naturally slot into. That was a sick save from Yan. Oh, he's actually pull shot CRR into saving his own air dribble there as well. Dominus sounds right up your alley. Yeah, you didn't have played Dominus as well, CJ, for large parts of your career, if I'm not mistaken. More of an Octane, more of a mechy, unpredictable, aggressive player at the end of the career, but definitely plenty Dom if I remember back in the day. Lots of Dominus in OCE back in the day as well. CRR and Yan switch places. Yan, if you mean like how they're playing, yeah, Yan's fully in control now. He's dialed it back a little bit. He realized that he was overextending against CRR. He was playing for risky strats, risky 50s, risky possession plays. Now he's just taking his time a bit more, and he's trusting his Rocket League brain to get him goals. Oh, how about that though? CRR's just flip reset the top corner, and Yan didn't even think he had a shot in this position. I'll have to look at CRR. Great placement. I mean, look at how he's lifted that one over the top of Yan without hitting the bar as well. Yeah, I think it would be interesting to see more Fennec in North America. Fennec's not really that played in North America RLCS compared to Europe, and especially compared to the Middle East. I think that NA could use. I think it could use some Fennecs in certain teams. Has First Killer ever played the Fennec, actually? It just crossed my mind. Has he ever played the Fennec before? He's always been an Octane player for the most part, has he? Unless, did he switch it up? Did he try Fennec at Worlds? I think he might have done. So Yan now does land a big air dribble bump. Just a pop bump really on target here. Played it last regional. For some reason I just can't remember it, but I swear I've seen it. I really do think it's a good thing to just be able to switch between. I think all Octane players should play a little bit of the Fennec, just to have a different kind of style to go to. Oh my goodness, Yan with the floor pitch. He's up 6-2 and he's still firing in absolute heaters. That's an impossible to save shot. 130 kph. Listen, freestylers complaining that they can't freestyle against champs. They're asking Psionic, send me back to 500 MMR. I want to play people who haven't learned about the controls yet. Hey, Yan's freestyling in a pro lobby. Like, it's doable. You just have to, be a little bit more patient. That was beautiful from Yan. I said that the Fennec's a more solid car. It's less unpredictable. It's not quite as speedy and as mechanical as the Octane, at least not in the tendencies it brings out of players. But when you're Yan, you don't need the car to do any of that for you. He's got absolute bags of talent himself. All the flair in the world, creativity for days, and he's got a huge goal lead now in Game 4. All momentum in the hands of the Brazilian. CRR's still pushing for something out of this game. He's given it a go. I think Yan's ready for it though. Yeah, he's just going to counterpunch another goal. 9-2. CRR had to do something here. He tried to surprise Yan with an early challenge, keep the game somewhat manageable, but just wasn't possible. And yep, GG called by CRR. That's fair enough if you ask me. 9-2 with how Yan's playing. I don't see a comeback happening for many players in the world. What a series between these two. This isn't at all what I expected when we had Yan versus CRR on the cards today. Did not think we're going to see a Yan car switch at least appear to be the catalyst for his success. This just shows how many levels there are to this player. When his mechanics, when his Octane game isn't doing it for him, he's got the intelligence to fall back on. He's got the 1v1 IQ. He's got the Rocket League IQ. Similar to previous 1v1 legends like Jory is, if he's not feeling mechy on the day, he'll switch it up to the 50s, switch it up to the hard clears, switch it up to the positional gameplay, and that's what Yan's doing here. He's trying to wear down CRR's defense now instead of forcing himself through it. Sledgehammer gameplay for the first two. Now he's just got hammer and a chisel. He's chipping away at him. CRR losing a bit of boost in every single one of these plays, but he's got 100 in the mid now, and a big shot on target will give him the lead. Mistake by Yan. He did invite this challenge, but he wasn't really ready for it. Heavy touch completely gives away possession. CRR gets a rare lead, at least since Yan switched to the Fennec. Has there ever been any CRR leads? I don't think there have been. That's, I think, the first one he's had. We need Roaster now versus Yan. We need, both, to be honest. Like, Yan just doesn't have all of the other 1v1 gods on his resume because he's so new to 1v1. At least new to 1v1 in the rest of the world. He, I think, played enough 1v1 in Brazil, but he's never been one for playing on high-ping servers. He didn't fancy playing USC servers when he was in South America. Now that he's in US East, he's got a whole load of world-class talent to go up against. And I think that's only going to elevate him even further. Completely solidify him as one of the greats of the game mode. Yeah, might try for the counter here. Indeed he does. Just battering the ball into the back corner. CRR somewhat ready for it. He's had to use a lot of his boost just to get small outplay there though. It didn't sit too nicely for Yan. Counter attack slows down just for a moment. CRR lingers low enough to pre-jump into the low air dribble that Yan attempted to send under him. Fake challenge from CRR. Yan doesn't bite. Instead, takes into the air and bumps CRR again. CRR! Oh, he almost got back to it. That would have been marvelous. How on earth did he nearly save this? CRR cancels the bump by dodging afterwards. Look at that. He gets bumped, but he immediately dodged to get a touch on the ball. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough, but that was brilliant from CRR to even come close to saving. Such a pinpoint accurate air dribble bump as that. And to make matters even crazier, if he had saved that, I think he's scoring. On the counter, he saved a very late air dribble out of a reset there from Yan. CRR with a good read on Yan's shots in game number 5. It's taken him a while to adapt to the Fennec gameplay, but now he's given us his best shot yet, 2-2. Not for the first time this series, and I think maybe not even for the last time. CRR gets a very strong 50-50. He's got that side-on reverse. It's not a full half-flip 50-50. It's kind of like a reverse 45-degree half-flip where he's cancelling the flip to just roll through the ball. He's starting off sideways to it, and CRR's 50'd Yan in mid-air and got the same result, 3-2. He's done extremely well there. Had to pre-flip into position. Big block onto Yan. I think a mistake from Yan to try and 50 the ball out of the goal there instead of into the corner. He did run into CRR's strong angle. Now CRR is going to be doubling up the lead here. CRR, such a fighter. Such a grinder when it comes to his ones games. He never gives up. He never surrenders. Well, he actually did surrender game 4 when he's down by 7, but that's not what I mean. I mean, if he's got a chance to come back, which obviously last game he didn't, it was too much. He just keeps on trying. And I want to point out, he did try with a minute left at 6-goal deficit. He went for it. That's a mistake from CRR there, though. He tried to play the ball back corner, played it in his own bottom corner of the net. Oh dear. You know, many players would have given up at a 6-goal deficit with a minute left. CRR just went for a really risky play and conceded one more time, and it was only then that he gave up. He said, right, let's just go next, because 7 goals in just over a minute, too much. If he'd scored there off that risky challenge, it would have been 5 goals at just over a minute, which is a lot more doable. Yan, meanwhile, ties the game, and despite failing several times, well, not necessarily failing, but despite being denied air dribble bumps several times earlier on in the series, he's still going back to it. Little pop bumps, little shots that are then followed up by bumps. He's so precise with the movements that it really is viable any single time that he decides to go for it. Perfect demo there from Yan. Didn't want to risk the 50-50. Tries to get the attack going quickly now. Reason being, he didn't want CRR to pick up a 100 boost on spawn. Look at this from Yan. Darts down the line straight away, and that means that CRR just does not have time to go for a 100 boost in defense. CRR feeling the pressure. Top corner flick is good for Yan. It's all about that first touch there, though. If he takes his time on that approach, if he just goes for a slow play, CRR is going to grab a 100 boost and feel a lot more comfortable in defense. Or if not, then definitely close the distance. Perfect first touch by Yan. He just shoots it first time. CRR is not going to get there. Took a bit too far of a scenic route away from net. He just didn't see the first shot coming. Went for the boost. Yan counters him with the direct shot. Still time for the Spaniard. Tries for the wave dash kickoff. Didn't actually get the wave dash off, but he somewhat came away with the ball anyway. Yan immediately on top of him, not giving him any space. Doesn't want to give him a free possession here. In fact, it's Yan's ball to play with. Chips it off the back wall to himself. CRR trying to stay with this. So rather have control for the final minute here at some point. Jan's just completely dispossessed him here. The ball bounces favorably for him, and into the net it goes. That's a really nice challenge by Yan, just sneaking up behind the ball. Didn't want CRR to know when he was arriving. It's another fake kickoff, works well. This has been a strategy that's done wonders for Yan in the matchup, as again he shoots first time. He's looking to catch those early challenges out of position for CRR. What has CRR got left? He half flips just to give himself a run up at the ball here. Back into it, but Yan just charges down immediately. CRR can't go for the boost here. Had to go for the ball, as it was dangerous. He's actually got Yan in a bit of an awkward position here. CRR will have a go at this. He's used all of his boost, and he didn't get shots off. Not much over 40 seconds now, under 40 seconds remaining. Yan slaps it long, it's on target. The rebound's wide open. Yan decides to take his time, and he's got a 4-goal lead now. And CRR will call GG's. Yan's just been too good today. And Yan says, okay, GG's. With the okay. Okay, GG's. Oh my goodness. I'll give him a GG's because CRR wasn't here to read it. Wow, the reverse sweep. Yan in the Fennec. This is kind of terrifying to see. What if he's onto something? What if he is onto something here, ladies and gentlemen? What if we see more Fennec domination from Yan, who's just been brilliant today? I mean, that was a tough match. It looked like CRR was really inside his head there. It's completely surprising him with honestly ridiculous plays. If it were anyone else, I might just say it's lucky, but CRR was doing it so often. Changing pace, changing angles, changing directions, and surprising Yan with every one of those moves. That Yan just had to switch something up. He had to be a little bit less risky with his plays. That's exactly what he did, and he does get the win.